Hey guys, I'm Jeff Campbell, and today we're going to be reviewing the Cohort's Playing Cards. Alright guys, well we have here the 4 style Cohort decks that you can get from Ellusionist. We have the Cohort Red Classics, the Cohort Green Classics, and the Cohort Blue Classics. And then the newest one, which will be the Cohort Ghost Editions as well. So let's go ahead and crack into, and we'll take a look at each one individually. So removing the cellophane is always a little bit of a difficulty. Just go ahead and open these up. So after you remove the cellophane, you have a nice clean tuck case here, no seal, all the branding that's set up here, the quality playing cards, the Cohort Classics, printed in Belgium, luxury pressed E7 stock. So back design here also on the tuck case as well as the front with the branding Ellusionist on the bottom. Let's go ahead and open these up here. So inside we have also cellophaned is the actual deck themselves. Nice clean back, everything on there. So let's go ahead and get these open. All right, and what comes in the pack is you have your pair of jokers, and then you have your new deck order, ace or spades, diamonds, clubs, hearts, and then you have a couple of specials. So you have your double backer as well, which is a double backer red, and then you also have a dual printed queen if you ever need to do a second queen for a nice reveal. Nice clean cards, dribble very well, fan very well. They do have very thin bordered edges, so on a nice fan you'd be able to get a nice contrast for anything that you'd want to go through there. Smooth finish with the nice design on them, allows it to smooth and move very, very easily. These are traditional cut as well, so which means that when you Pharaoh shuffle them, they'll be Pharaoh shuffling inward versus outward. So this way when you do a bridge, you can bridge them face down versus face up. In terms of magic, it's always nice to be able to bridge them face down, so this way you're not showing any kind of hold card, stack card, anything like that as well. Very nice, very clean to go through. So let's go ahead and we'll move on to the blue ones. So blue ones, just like the red ones, cellophane packaging, just go ahead and open those up quickly. And also inside the blue, all the cards are individually packaged as well. One thing you are going to notice about the differences between the decks is what they come. There's a little bit of variations. So with a blue deck, you have, again, you still have your 2 jokers. They are set up in new deck style, which is spades, diamonds, clubs, and hearts. But then you have another double backer, but it's a double backer red and blue for nice transitions. Plus you still have the spare queen like you would. Again, same kind of cut. So they are traditional cut. So they do Pharaoh down. So this way you can actually see through there. I'll go ahead and give a little example of that when we're finished unboxing, just to see a few things on how nicely they go through. Now we'll move on to the green ones and go through the same thing. So again, on the green ones, just like every other, the insides are also still covered in the cellophane. And opening through this, find the nice little separator there. There it is. So again, nice, smooth, easy, thin borders. Your pair of jokers, new deck order, but then you also have, again, it's a double backer, but it's green and red this time versus red and blue, or double red with your spare queen that obviously we keep. Now, we'll move on to the Cohort's Ghosts, where we'll go a little bit more in depth. So little slight subtle changes on the Cohort Ghosts is the back design. So where every other back design has been always nice and clean, as you can see through the tuck case as well as with the backing of the cards, is they are a ghosted style. So they have not the same clean borders, they are a little bit more. So when you fan them out, it's a little bit more deceptive, a little bit more hard to see. So this way you can do a few various things. So in this pack you still have, again, your 2 jokers, but even you can tell that the center pips and everything also have been ghosted in. The corner pips are still very nice to see. Face cards have been blacked out, so this way that they're not standing out. And then you can see here that even though you have your red versus black, the center pips are also black as well. Same thing, nice and blacked out. New deck order as well. Very nice, very clean setup, and I actually prefer this style. Now in the double backer on this one, we do have a double backer white, so this way you can still do some fair good tricks with it without having to worry about transitions. And then obviously the Queen of Spades, which pretty much just goes monochromatic, which is a very nice touch. So a couple of things with this is every one of the Ellusionist deck or brand decks on the Cohorts are marked on the back. Nice little subtle markings, but something that anybody that knows what they're looking for will see. And actually on the Ghost versions, I find that the marking's a little bit more subtle, just the way that it's done. So if you were to look at the standard back on the double backer, you have your nice corners, nice birds here. We got some little birds down here, same as on the tuck cases. But when we go switch off to an actual suited card, we do have here the Ace of Hearts, and then if we were to go through, you could have the 2 of Diamonds, and so on and so forth. The Jack of Spades, nicely hidden inside the back design, so this way you don't have to worry about you know, having anything to conceal or having anything too visible when you're going through. Nice and clean and able to be highly sought after. So I'm going to go ahead with a demo of these. However, I am going to be using a green set that I have been working with for the past little while. Nice and broken in, but again, they are a little bit more needing to be broken in, but just like the other ones, they do have the green double backers plus the jokers and the queens. But when it comes to the actual cards themselves, even though I've got hundreds of shuffles on this deck, Pharaoh shuffling, they still feel and react just as well as they did when I first got them. You do get a little bit of discoloration around the sides, but that's obviously because, you know, nobody's hands stay completely clean all the time. But when it comes time for being able to do any kind of Pharaoh shuffling, you know, it works very well. So you can just go ahead and click through and smooth, open, it goes through nice and cleanly. And then, like I said, you can riffle down with the Pharaoh, so this way you can keep your cut cards down at the bottom. So nice and easy, nice and clean, things that it all goes through very well. Even when you're not 100% squared, they do flow and mesh pretty nicely, so we don't have to worry about anything like that. And obviously all us magicians love that sound, but when it comes to anybody that normally does, it's just, you know, one of those things is more gratifying for us than it is for anybody else. Most of the times you'll end up just pushing them together, but like I said, with the nice smooth finishes on them, they go together fairly easy, nice and well, and they always seem to go back together. Nice feel, nice setup. When you want to go ahead and fan them out, they fan out very well, and they open back up, no problems there. And like I said, you know, just working with the deck a while, you really get a feel for it. Not the same as the standard bicycles where they're modern cut, where they go up front instead of down to the face, so you do have to do it in reverse order, but you know, they do fail very well. I know when it comes to many magicians, not very many can perfect the Pharaoh shuffle right off the bat. It takes a lot of practice, but once you get it, especially with these decks, buying premium is definitely where you want it to be. So this way you can go back and forth all the time and have no problems. Pharaoh shuffling is a nice added trick that we all can do to allow us to, you know, do better reveals, do controlled shuffles, everything like that, and at the end of your trick be able to revert it back to a standard order or to the order that if you wish. So this way you can be able to go through and understand. Nice, clean, very well handled. Never been disappointed with any deck that I have pulled off from Ellusionist. I just prefer these. There are a few effects that can be done with gaffing, especially having, you know, extra double queens and everything like that, and as well as having double backers, having multicolored double backers, and so on and so forth. Depending on what you want to do and how you want to do it, these are very solid quality cards that I would recommend to anybody, and anybody getting into Magic, I would say practice with the best. This way you know what you can do and how you can handle it, and then moving from a premium deck like this to just a regular bicycle deck, or even some of the casino quality decks that you could handle, with little change you can really feel the difference and you can perform with them just as well. Thank you everybody for taking a look at this unboxing video of the 4 cohort decks. If you like what you see, hit the like, subscribe, and every week on Wednesday we'll be unveiling another deck of cards. Thank you.